It's like 3:06 p.m. Quick update. Donna is still in the ER. She's being admitted. They're doing all kinds of tests on her again. The dog has been very sick, throwing up since last night all over the house. It could be pancreatitis. It could be something he ate again. I don't know. It's just bad. So, and then last night the furnace gave out because we didn't get the oil delivered in time, and so I paid in advance, but we ran out of oil last night because they stuck oil in there over the summer instead of kerosene, and so it cost us another $549 just for a quarter tank, 100 gallons of kerosene. And so I had no heat most of the night. It was freezing cold half the day. God provided a miracle. I started getting on my knees and praying the Psalms, and then God had them change their mind, and they decided to send the technician because it was freezing cold. There was no heat at all, and so they ended up, a little miracle, they ended up saying we were like 9th in line, but they ended up sending him first priority. So he came, and it took him like 5 minutes to just, he had to do something to the furnace to get the air out of the lines or something because we ran out of kerosene. It went down too low. And so it wasn't my fault. We had almost a quarter of a tank at the beginning of the week, and then we were waiting for the delivery to come today, and it ran out last night. And so it was a miserable night with the dog being sick, no heat, freezing cold night. It was like 20 degrees. I've been sick, just with my spinal injuries, the muscle cramps and spasms everywhere in my legs, weakness in my extremities. No sleep again at all last night, maybe an hour or two, if I was lucky. Maybe an hour or two, actually about an hour, because by the time I fell asleep it was almost 7 a.m., and at 8 o'clock in the morning, or quarter to 8, somewhere around there, Donna called from the hospital, and then the hospital called, and then it was the contractor. I had to call them to get the guy to come to fix the furnace. And it was just, I've been going again. I got 1 hour of sleep yesterday, the day before, and I got 1 hour of sleep last night. The stress from the park. Now the park has sent us a message last night. After I made my last video last night, I got an email from the park because they're mad that we ended up getting the repairs made. They didn't think we were going to get the repairs made in time, so they were going to try to evict us. But we came up with the $4,000 and we got it done in the nick of time. So now they're pulling another stunt. Now they're sending us a threatening letter saying that if the guy next door complains for any reason about my dog, which, by the way, my dog's not allowed to go outside anymore because of him, or even on his own deck anymore. And now they're saying if he complains about barking even inside the house, okay, he is a watchdog, then we can get evicted or we have to lose the dog. I mean, they're just coming after us weekly now. It used to be monthly. First it was yearly, a couple times a year, then it's every month, and now it's like every week. And so basically they're saying, we're just going to keep fining you and making you make costly repairs, aesthetic repairs and whatever, and make you keep jumping through legal and financial loops until you have to give us the trailer and end up on the street. You can't contest this in court. You can't afford a lawyer. You would never win anyway. And, we're too powerful. We're a multi-billionaire company, and we're just going to keep harassing you. This is all off record. I can never get him to say it on record. And not like it would do any good, again, because we can't bring them to court. And so they keep basically telling us, just leave. We want to take your trailer and flip it. So they're making us make all these repairs so that they don't have to. And then they think that they're going to get the trailer from us one way or another anyway, sooner or later, they said. So I'm like, you're going to put a sick, elderly, demented lady on the street, and me, I'm crippled with spinal cord injuries, and for what? We pay our rent 2 months in advance. We've never been late. We comply with every demand you keep making. Now the dog's not even allowed outside. Meanwhile, all the neighbors have dogs on leashes. They get to go outside. They bark all day long. My dog's stuck in the house, can never go outside, can't even get grass for his stomach issues, can't even sit on his porch now, even though he's on his own porch, okay, even if we're out there with him. This is ridiculous. So I have to keep driving across town every day to bring him to the dog park, okay? This is like so much stress on me and Donna. Donna's in the hospital again. She's going to be stuck there a couple of days. They're doing all kinds of tests. Then the furnace with the fuel ran out. We had no heat last night, and I had to deal with contractors about that. And we just had a contractor come to fix 2 days ago, had to replace the thermostat, and that was another couple $100, another $700 between fuel and a residual balance from May, and then $4,000 close to $4,000 in repairs to the skirting and some other things that the park demanded we get done by the 10th of the month. Meanwhile, we got the letter on the 6th, okay? On the 6th. And we're supposed to have $4,000 worth of work and contractors done by the 10th. So we managed by the grace of God, a miracle, but it was hard. The contractors kept screwing us over and not showing up and not putting a full day of work and stretched it out a week. And we almost missed the deadline, but we made it just in time. And now they're coming after us about the dog. And the dog doesn't bother anybody. He stays in the house. You know, I mean, this guy is just, meanwhile, he's got criminal activity next door. Packages being delivered all day, all night. People coming and going all hours of the day and night. He put this huge fence and arborvitae's up. He's got a fire pit. He's got 5 cars and a boat. You're not supposed to have more than one per person. You know, he breaks all the rules. He's got plastic bags on the windows. They said they were complaining about our Christmas decorations being on the deck early and any kind of decorations that they don't find tasteful or whatever. That's a matter of opinion. And so we had to take the decorations down, and then they said, you can't leave anything around the yard, and then you can't have leaves. Now they want us to pay $40 a week to have the leaves removed and the grass cut. They're not doing it anymore, so I've been doing that all year. It costs $40 a week, and now all his leaves keep blowing into our yard. We don't even have trees in our yard, and yet we have to pay to keep every week to have them removed. Otherwise, the reporters for that. I mean, they're just coming. So we just keep reporting them to the state, and then they retaliate even more. These people are evil. And listen, Don and I are the only Catholics, the only Christians in the park. We don't bother anybody. We keep to ourselves. We don't talk to anybody. We don't report anybody. We just want to be left alone. We're dealing with serious health issues every day. The dog's sick. We're sick. I mean, what the hell? And these people just won't leave us alone. They've been doing this for years. And now they really want to take this trailer from us for some reason. Because the guy next door wants a bigger trailer for whatever operation he's got going there. He's got trash bags on the windows. He's got ladders and windows and all kinds of spare doors and crap hanging around his front yard. But he's allowed to break all the rules and have blight. But if I even have a leaf in the yard, or the trailer skirting's not perfect, or a decoration is up too long past the holiday, we get infractions. It's not fair because he works for the park. This is evil. I can't find a lawyer who'll work pro bono. We can't afford one right now. I mean, Donna's very sick. I'm very sick. I need another surgery. The dog's been very sick. We spend all the money for the vet on the stupid emergency repairs just for aesthetics. It's aesthetics. It wasn't important. It was just because they wanted it done, because they didn't like the way it looked. No, Carl next door, who works for the park, didn't like the way it looked. So he kept taking photos and reporting us to the main office that he works for in Stamford. And so he's just a troublemaker. And then he reports that the dog's barking. And then he reports that, there's leaves in the yard. And then he reports that the grass isn't cut. So then he knows I have a contractor that comes every week to cut the grass. So what he does is has the park cut the grass the day before the contractor gets there, and then tries to fine us and complain that they had to cut the grass for us because we didn't comply and cut the grass every week. And that's nonsense. You're not giving us a chance to get the grass cut. You're cutting it before the contractor gets there, and I'm paying them for nothing. It's ridiculous. And then they're the ones that damaged the skirting. They ripped out the back of the skirting with a backhoe last year when they were cleaning up some stuff behind our trailer. And I went out there and I said, oh, you have to fix that. And they refused to fix it. They broke 2 of our windows. Then I was in the living room and I saw this guy from the park come up, one of their office people, and they were talking about how our windows need to be painted, the windows, and how they're rotting. And he went up to the window and he used a hammer and he pulled the frame off the window and left it hanging there. Said, see, now they got to fix that. And I said, oh, I saw that, and they prove it. So and then they broke our windows. We have 2 windows that broke our sliding door. They won't replace it. Our insurance went up. They make us insure them on our insurance. So basically, if anything happens, we have to sue ourselves, basically, or go through our insurance, and they're covered under our insurance. Now they're sending us letters saying, oh, you're responsible for any holes in the ground. Like if there's any hole that somebody can sprain an ankle in or something, you need to. No, we don't own the property. You do. We're renting it from you. Why are we having to make all repairs? And those holes came from them. They run their trucks and stuff over our grass and make big divots, big trenches in the mud, and then leave it there and say, we have to fix it. I can't shovel. I can't be doing anything. I'm in very critical condition. Donna can't do it. She's 80 years old with strokes. I mean, we don't have the money. They said, well, then pay someone to fix it. I got to buy loom. I got to buy someone. I don't have a truck. Where am I going to get dirt and pay someone to put grass and dirt down? Because they keep running over our grass and making it a mess, so we have to keep fixing it. They keep doing these things, and they said, that's right, we'll just keep doing it until you can't afford to live here anymore. Why are you attacking us? We've never bothered anybody. This guy's dealing drugs and got prostitutes coming over next door, but he gets away with it because he works for the park. And he needs to be audited, and he needs to have the police go there and raid that place. He's got all these cars with different license plates on them. I mean, why is he getting away with it? Because he's covered by the home office because they're a bunch of wealthy crooks and criminals. And so they're getting away with it. He's getting protected by them. And we can't say anything. We have to keep turning the other cheek until he comes up with some other thing to complain about. And that's what, and he even said to me, he's like, we will get this trailer from you because we want it and we're not going to pay for it from you. I'm like, then you can at least buy it for fair market value if you want us out so bad. Oh no, we're not doing that. Then why would you take our home from us? I just dumped another $30,000 into it the past 5 years. Donna bought it for $30,000 in 2014. So the place is worth about $189,000. I heard right now, as is. It could be worth over $200,000 once it's all, modernized. But we like it the way it is, and it looks nice. And so these people I don't know what to do, and the lawyers don't want to come up against this huge conglomerate. So we're kind of stuck here. These evil Satanists. We don't bother anybody. I'm telling you, and I just found out they're not bothering anybody else in the park but us. I talked to the other neighbors, and I showed them the notices we're getting and the emails, and they're like, no, we didn't get these. Nobody's getting these. They're just coming after you guys again. Like what did you do to these people? They're always after you. And I'm like, nothing. Donna and I have not done a damn thing. We don't bother anybody. All the people, you got drug dealers in the park, you got people screaming all the time and domestic violence, you got all this stuff going on, and then there's me and Donna, quiet as a church mouse, minding our business, just saying to ourselves, we don't talk to anybody, we don't cause a problem, we pay our rent a month or two in advance, we do everything the park demands of us. And they don't even give you proper time. They don't give you 30 days or 2 months or any. They say you have 1 week or 3 days to get this done. And it's really costly. And you can't even get contractors on the spur of the moment like that. And where are people supposed to keep getting thousands of dollars? Why, we got to pick it off the tree? And they know this. And so they're trying to bankrupt us so that they can get the trailer from us. And they literally said, we don't care if you end up on the street. You're not, if you can't afford to live here, if you can't afford to keep meeting our demands, well, then you can't live here. And I'm like, you're only bothering this elderly lady and her son. Why are you not bothering anyone else? Why do you this is personal. What the hell do you have against us? I'm telling you, Pyramid Real Estate Group, Freemasons, that's what they are, guaranteed. Nobody becomes multi-billionaires without being involved in Freemasonry and, illegal activity. They're evil. The devil takes care of his own. And so the Lord, I had to keep praying and doing serious spiritual battle all the time. Like they weren't going to fix our furnace today. They said, oh, well, you should have space heaters. Space heaters don't work and we can't afford to buy space heaters. And I can't afford the electric bill with space heaters. You guys don't deliver the kerosene properly. Then they tried to say that I didn't pay for the kerosene. I paid for it a week in advance. I paid $549 in advance to make sure. Because they said if I didn't pay in advance, plus pay off anything else they wanted me to pay off, so we had a zero balance, they would not deliver today. So I paid it a week ago in advance, over $700 and change, almost $800 that they wanted, and then with the kerosene and whatever else balance was on there from May, and I did all that, and then they said, oh, we didn't get your payment. I'm like, yes, you did. I have it right here. They argued for a while. Then they said, oh, okay, I guess we did. I guess we'll have to send, and I'm like, so then they sent the kerosene guy, but then the kerosene guy spilt the kerosene all over the thing. and then I told him, you got to clean that up. And he wouldn't. And then I said, can you please fix the furnace? Because you didn't get here sooner, and so now the furnace stopped working. You have to reprime the furnace. No, I'm not doing it. Call the office. And I'm like, what the hell? So I called the office, and they gave me about an hour on the phone of hard time and trying to say we didn't pay them, and then trying to say that, it's our fault, and we shouldn't let it get down so low, and we should be paying. And then they said, oh, you guys you only buy 100 gallons at a time. That's not worth our business. You should be doing at least half a tank at a time. I'm like, that's over $1,000 a month. We don't have $1,000 a month to pay for kerosene. Well, everybody has that problem, not just you. And I'm like, ma'am, just give us the damn 100 gallons. What do you care? You're getting a business. Well, because it's not worth our time to have to come out there and fuel just for 100 gallons. I'm like, it's almost $600 every time you come out here. So you're getting a lot of money from us. And what the hell? We can only pay for what we can pay for. We need the heat. Why are you, what the hell? So it's not worth their time to come out and then, oh, well, we've got 9 other people who are top priority. They need their heat turned on as well. So you're just going to have to wait. It might take a couple days. I'm like, I can't wait a couple days. It's freezing cold. The pipes are going to break. I'm sick. The dog's sick. Donna's sick. You can't do that to us. We'll go buy space heaters. I'm like, we don't have the money for space heaters because I spend all the money on the kerosene and repairs on the home. Well, sorry, sir. So then I got on my knees. I said, the hell with this. I grabbed my Bible, I went in my room, I shut the door, I got on my knees, and I started praying to God, praying Psalms, 86, 91, a bunch of Psalms. And then before I was even finished praying, the phone rang again. Okay, sir, you know what? The technician's on his way right now. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. So I continued praying, and then the guy came. It took him 5 minutes. You know how much it cost me? It's going to cost me $149 plus just for this guy to come there and do something to get the air out of the lines and turn the furnace back on. He was in and out in 10 minutes. We get charged an hour plus parts and labor or whatever. And I'm like, so this is going to cost about $200-300 for an emergency startup. The guy was not even there 10 minutes. And I just got through paying them $400 the last time they came to service the furnace for the yearly furnace inspection and service. And then I paid another $549 for kerosene. And now I'm still going to get a bill from the technician from 2 days ago who came and installed a new thermostat, a digital one, because we had one from 1970 that wasn't working, and this furnace wouldn't turn on properly and it wouldn't shut off. So we finally fixed that problem. It's going to cost another $300 or more. I mean, this is crazy. So almost $2,000 just to East River Energy alone this week for a thermostat, a startup, and some fuel and a cleaning. On top of the $4,000 to the contractors to fix the skirting and the windowsills and the gutter. Okay, on top of everything else and all the co-pays and the medical bills that are coming in because Donna keeps going to the hospital. Now she's there again and they're running up a bunch of more expensive tests. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we could lose everything. And the park is trying, they know that they saw Donna go to the hospital last night in the ambulance. And then they immediately email me another infraction about the dog barking now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. This is nonstop persecution. They know they're kicking us while we're down. I already emailed them and the state, the town hall and everybody. I CC'd them in all of our correspondence back and forth. So multiple people, lawyers, social workers, and state representatives like Laura Rader and the mayor, stuff like that. They're all added to so that Pyramid Real Estate can see that I'm forwarding all of this to all these people so they know what they're doing to us. And I'm forwarding all the back and forth to all these people. And, this is ridiculous. And they get them even more mad, so they retaliate even more. Why are you so evil, scum? And they waited. They could have had us do these repairs in the summertime. They wait until like November, December, right before snow comes to make us make all these costly repairs. So we can't afford heat. We can't afford, the rent. That's not fair. That's not fair. They do it purposely. It's strategic. It happens every month now. Now it's becoming a weekly thing. And so Obviously, it's not coincidental. All the neighbors are saying it's obvious. The lawyer said it's common sense that they're doing this purposely. They're singling us out. I mean, everybody, it's obvious that they're singling, and they don't care. They laugh at us and hang up in our face and say, too bad, sue us. You'll never be able to beat us in court. You can't afford lawyers. Oh, well. Oh, well. And this is so demonic. It's so demonic because Don and I are already suffering and hanging by a thread. And they're adding so much more stress. I have a cancer diagnosis of possible multiple myeloma now, and I don't need this shit. I gotta go. Now the hospital's calling again.